She pulled my hair.
No.
Yes, the first time I've ever almost been in a physical fight in my life.
Oh my God.
Is this night. And I turn around. I'm like seething, like seeing red now. Turn around and her friends immediately are in my face like, please don't do anything. Please, we'll leave her friend. I was like, get your friend.
Yeah, get her out.
Get the hell out of here.
4 and 3 and 2 and 1.
Welcome back to Girls Rewatch.
I'm Amelia Retaller.
And I'm Evan Lazarus.
And this is a podcast about girls
TV
and girls on TV.
We're both deadpanning.
We made it to season 4. Only 2 seasons left.
This is such a memorable episode for me.
Sliding doors. It taught me everything about female friendship.
Not everything.
Well, not
that
enough.
explains that you have to still learn a lot.
I just have still a lot to learn. What the hell? We're going to actually start from the top. No.
I need there to be a Reddit forum where people are like, are we being mean to each other?
I don't know, but we were being...
Every other podcast, like I'm truly reading the Reddits, people are like, they hate each other or they want each other dead. There's not a single podcast where the duo is like, one of them is being really awful to the other.
Well, we got that comment that was like, that girl's always evil to that man.
Yeah, it's not even correct. I'm not binary.
The way I sent it to friend of the pod, Charlie, and Charlie was like, if only they knew.
I know, but I smile a lot, so everything's taped in jest.
And people like hate women, so everybody's like, she's definitely evil.
But every other podcast, especially like Brooklyn-based podcasts, and I love every other Brooklyn-based podcaster, the way people like are truly are like, one person is so domineering and cruel to the other one. It's just interesting to see that play out in every dynamic. Like it's like inevitable.
And it's also like, of course, people's experience of you is filtered through their own life and projection of the world. Right. So it's like, if they're feeling that way in their life, they're gonna be able to map that onto your dynamic, and it's like you do become like a symbol to them of that situation. So whatever feeling they're having, they're projecting it onto like the experience. And since they don't know us outside of the hour a week, they're like, oh yeah, Amelia's a cunt.
They're trying to build a world.
Yeah. They're world building me as an evil girl.
I know.
But maybe I am evil. It's like, I texted
for the viewers to decide.
I texted you earlier this week, am I a bad person? And you were like, but who cares?
No, yeah.
And I was like,
people care. I also don't mean it in a way that who cares. I mean, everyone in some capacity is wrong, and it also, everything is based off the perspective of others, right? Like the point you were just making. So some people might deem your actions as unforgivable, while others are lifting those same actions up, right? The line of morality is always slightly blurred.
Boom.
I one time lived in a house for 3 days with a guy who was getting his PhD in moral development.
And that's what he taught you. I was going to say, it sounds like you know a thing or two.
Yeah, and I went to moral development high school.
And I famously went to a lot of Bible studies where they taught me I was evil and bad. So that still kind of sticks around.
That's a perspective.
Yeah.
Literally. There you go.
The Methodist Church taught me a perspective.
Yes.
And it was self-hate.
Okay, all I have to share today is that I was
really quickly, do you think you were born a sinner?
A saint.
Whoa. And that's the difference between you and me.
You want to know why I actually think I was born a saint?
Tell me.
Because I don't want to dox myself, but in surrounding area where I live, there's a store called Saint, my last name.
St. Lazarus?
St. Lazarus.
We're allowed to say it.
We can say it. It's a slur. Yeah, St. Lazarus. Like, Lazarus are famously good guys.
You have an eyelash.
There's 2 Lazaruses in the Bible, and they're both like pretty good guys.
Evan, make a wish.
This happens literally every time. Every time I have to blow an eyelash off Amelia's finger, it takes me upwards of 15 blows.
Where were we at
a birthday party?
We were at a birthday party and Evan like blew the house down. Like it was like the pig story.
I soaked your finger in my DNA.
And then you were like, why is it stuck? And it's like, well,
I know.
You're always getting eyelashes. I think your hair's shedding.
It's just I'm stressed around you because you're such a mean girl.
So you were on CNN this morning. Tell us about
I
it.
was on CBS NYC. No worries. I can't wait to watch
I
the
loved
clip.
when you accepted an invite to collaborate from like NYU and
NYC local.
I was like, get my friend a 10K before he commits.
No, I just thought it was so funny because I thought it was just a reel that I would collab on because the video I posted was real, but it was like real featured in a carousel of photos talking about how the Brooklyn Mirage wasn't going to open. So of course, when they told me to ask about the post, I thought the collab was just about the reel, but of course it was a whole post instead. But I was like, this is so funny. I want this on my feed so bad.
I wonder if everybody, because we'll invite to collab like random people our reels on Instagram, and when they accept, it's like LOL thanks.
It's just so funny.
It cracks me up.
Well,
Nobody
also the
tells.
photo they used for me in the first frame is like my face isn't even in the collage. Like it's mostly about the quote above my head and barely about me.
It's your little face though. It's hilarious.
It's so
like
funny.
your feed right now is that your Bethany Frankel hate comments, and like
It's a shrine.
I love
It's
it.
a Hall of Fame for me.
I posted, guys, at home. Please go like this. Something happened
Please.
where I posted a photo and it got 53 likes, and it's a grid post, and I posted it at 5 p.m. on a Thursday.
What? What was the photo? Was it like just a poster?
It was me. I posed against a wall that said "cunt," and I posted it
gonna
with
say
the
cunt in
caption
it.
"New month, new
It
me."
just had the word cunt.
No one would be able to tell.
Instagram.
You think they're silencing me?
Or the world hates you. So which one do you want to pick?
I know. I'm like, I think I got I think one of our friends, Julia, saw that it was flopping so hard and was like, icon to like try and like be like, someone's got to comment.
My favorite thing that's ever happened to Julia this week on their Instagram, someone like was worried because of their stories being like, should I kill myself today? LOL, like as a joke. And they were sent a notification from Instagram that said, someone is thinking about you and is wondering if you're okay. Let us know if you're okay. And then the next story is like, send me $200 instead. Like, how about that? I just thought it was so funny that Instagram can like notify you being like, are you okay?
That's amazing. That means there's a team at Meta that's like, we need to do this.
But there
Which,
isn't.
if you watch the pit, thank gosh, because the son that they think is going to be the shooter is literally posting an Instagram story like saying creepy stuff.
Instagram stories can save lives.
And with that, let's hop into this episode.
Cross
Cross
dissolve.
Join us on the couch today, the one and only Natasha and Justine.
The one to only, 2 names.
One and only.
I always
Happy to be
say
here,
one and only.
guys. Thanks for having us.
Thank you for venturing all the way from New Jersey for us. It means the absolute world.
It was a journey.
Oh my gosh, You both came 2 hours plus. Well, I'm just
hour and
saying
a
that.
half.
That's
Yeah,
good
maybe
for the
like hour
audience
and
to
a
think
half.
you guys came 2 hours.
Yeah.
Whenever
All of the journey.
whenever we have people from LA, we're like, we flew them out actually.
Oh my God.
Like, first
Budget.
class. I love it. Well, we're so excited. You two are kind of experts in all things TV. So we're so excited to talk to you about Broad City. We are into season 4, which is a crazy season 4. Like, I really think marks like a shift in Broad City because it's like post Trump being elected, and their tone like shifts fully, and you could even feel it in the like throwback episode of this one.
Yeah.
But before we get into all of that, I'm gonna read a quick synopsis of the episode so the people listening can be reminded of what goes down in this episode.
Great.
Yes.
Love it. Okay, season 4, episode 1, Sliding Doors, directed by the one and only Lucia Nello. Inspired by Peter Howitt's 1998 film starring Gwyneth Paltrow, the episode offers 2 alternate realities, both of which ultimately have the same outcome. Ilana and Abbi become friends, as they were always destined to be. It all starts when Ilana offers Abbi her card to swipe her into the subway station. In the first reality, they both end up missing the train. In the second reality, they both make the train. But as Abbi approaches Ilana to thank her, the click between them is far from immediate. In their perfect reality, missing the train results in them spending a typical Broad City, New York day together. It's the ideal first date. The conversation flows freely, their day pans out effortlessly, and within no time they fall into a familiar pattern of getting high and chasing through the streets of their beloved city on yet another warped adventure. There's an immediate sense of mutual admiration and respect between them that only seems to grow as the episode progresses. The alternate reality sees them going through their own versions of a hellish day separately, and the most surprising factor here is a whole different dimension to Alana's usually extrovert, naively ignorant character. In her world prior to Abbi, the insecurity she tends to mask by twerking to the beat of her own drum and rudely distancing herself from her immediate environment by genuinely by being genuinely obnoxious becomes obvious. Oh my god, there's so many words. Okay. 2 more
wrote it.
paragraphs, y'all. We can do this. While it has always been clear Abby's awkward attempts to stand up for herself are largely influenced by Ilana, Abby's effect on Ilana was never quite as apparent as it is in Sliding Doors. Before meeting Abby, Ilana attempted to tone down her true Drew features by straightening her wild curls, but upon Abby's encouragement, she decides to own and rock it. Her looks from there on out, they may had to have get through a ridiculously crappy day on their own before finally meeting again and establishing the bond they share when they run into each other on a median and smoke each other up. The episode ends by, in the alternate reality, Abby and Ilana dying by being hit by bus. Oops. And then in the actual reality, they put their names in the pavement and they go for a walk together.
And that's what you missed on
So
Glee.
cute. Girl, put that on your Substack. It was beautiful.
So well read.
I copied it. That wasn't my voice. But what an amazing episode. Didn't it sound like it was so much serious? Or like, it was like, oh, this is about female friendship.
know.
Meanwhile, it was like just them like talking to that girl with the Chipotle bowl. You know what I mean?
It was truly their origin story.
Yeah, the origin
Literally.
story.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I love that.
Well, I would say the most popular question guests will ask us on the pod, which is like, haven't you seen the series before? Is like, how did both Abby and Ilana meet? Or it's like, oh, here you go. Finally, here's your exact answer. We have a whole episode about it.
Yeah.
And I think it's a very fun way to play out the introduction, right? It's very Broad City.
Yeah.
It's like, of course they die in the one that you think is real.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
they got you journalism buzz.
Absolutely.
But
But first, we have a question for you guys.
What is your deal?
Broad City, I've always watched it since it premiered, and it's one
Yeah,
of my
same.
like top 3 comfort shows. I would say I go back and rewatch
Totally.
it all the time. And I have to say, for anybody who's watching, listening, whatever, if you are dating a man, especially a straight one, this is a really good test to see how well he does with feminism if he laughs at Broad City.
Oh.
Yeah, classic.
My now husband loved Broad City before I met him, and I was like,
Oh,
this
nice.
is such a green flag that
That's
you
a good
know what
sign.
this is, and that you laughed at these women,
Wait.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It's a really good test.
I have never thought about that, but when I went on a brief
don't
stint
talk
of
to
dating
men.
finance bros, I always would
Yikes.
get drunk and make them watch Broad City. If
Would
I
they
would-
laugh?
Good
Yeah,
test.
they'd be like, "This is so funny. What is this?" And I'm like, "How have you not
What
seen
is
it?"
this?
What is this? They're not the target audience, so
Yeah.
that makes sense.
No,
Yeah.
they never all. None of them got second dates, but
Yeah, yeah.
it's
No one
okay. no one does with a girl like me. But and what about you? They're from the
I feel
beginning.
like, yeah, they're from the beginning. I was looking it up earlier, 2014. That was like peak you and I running around
yeah,
New York,
running around, yeah, doing the same things that they were.
doing the same shit they were
Did
doing.
y'all used to live in the city?
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
I thought you were referring to Lady Gaga's song for a second.
The
you
what?
and I.
Such a
Like,
good
I love
line,
that
so
song
precious.
too. It was peak then.
Yeah, it was. That's true.
But yeah, 2014, we were running around the city. I think Broad City and Girls was another one that was out at the same time. Broad City spoke to me because it was like laugh out loud funny.
Yeah.
And just all the adventures that they were going on, like ridiculous mundane adventures.
Totally.
It's so well written that way.
It's
right?
so well written
Yeah.
in that way. Yeah. And I
Yeah.
could feel more relatability with the characters, as absurd as they are.
I feel like
know?
of the guests we've had for like Girls versus Broad City, they much more identify with like the plot lines in Broad City than in Girls.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
because I think they're so like, I mean, when I watched it, I was in high school, and then I was like, one day when I moved to New York, like life will be like that. And then I got here, and like for the first year, every day I was like, oh my god, they were not kidding you guys.
They're not joking.
Like-
You will have mice.
That's
You
exactly-
will-
yeah.
Your package is
Have a
lost.
horrible boss. Yeah.
Your package is lost. You gotta go to Lonely Island.
Brother Island.
Brother Island.
No, Lonely Island's so
Lonely
much
Island
fun.
Sure. I like that punch up. I love it. But wait, so how did you two meet? Like, give us the backstory on y'all.
Yeah.
High school.
High
in
school.
high school.
Yeah.
Amazing.
We
No
I was,
more? No, just
I was 1 year above her, but we had mutual friends. 2 of your like carpool buddies.
Oh my god, yeah. We're in her
Dance
grade.
with me in
Yeah.
my grade.
Were you on dance team?
I was on the dance ensemble. Yes,
Yeah.
I was.
Oh my god, did you kick at football games?
We
No,
went to
it's
a
an
private
all-girls
all-girls
school.
school.
Oh, that's
So
really
no
cool.
football.
Milwaukee.
So were you doing like modern, like contemporary
Yeah, it was
jazz?
like modern contemporary jazz.
Totally.
Exactly. Yeah. Are you a dancer?
I was on dance team, but it was like rocket style, like
Oh,
football
wow.
games.
Hence the kicking.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
Oh, wow.
So like cheerleading kind of?
No, we
No.
wish we were cheerleaders,
Okay.
but
Yeah.
the cool girls got to be those. You had to be able to flip. You had to be able to do
Oh.
standing back
Oh,
tuck to make
Oh,
it.
tumbling and stuff.
Yeah,
Okay.
you just had to be able to do the splits to be a dragonette.
Dragonette.
A dragonette.
Oh, we were the Lady Dragon.
Yeah,
Wait,
we were.
I've never met anyone with a dragon as their high school mascot.
Because it's
too.
wiggity whack. That's why.
Would your rival teams make signs like, you know how like rival, well, you guys
all
had
girls.
football.
I didn't do sports.
It's
so
all
I have no
girls
idea.
and like it's private, so sports and arts
wasn't
weren't like
that-
big into it.
We were like
Yeah.
Friday Night Lights vibes, and all the
Oh, that's
opposing
cool.
teams would like show up to football games with signs like "Dragons aren't even real," and be like, "You got us there."
yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
Yeah,
Oh my god,
but
that's
that's
funny.
so fun. So you knew carpool people.
Yeah, so it's her carpool
Yeah.
buddies, and they were in dance with me, and then so we just became friends somehow, I guess, through the grapevine there. But I got wind that she had the Laguna Beach DVD box set.
Okay.
I had a feeling about that too, by the way.
You could sense it on the
Can
couch.
sense it, yeah. Figure that out somehow, and then we started watching it together after school.
Yeah,
Oh, that's really cute.
Been
Yeah.
watching TV
Wait,
together
so
and
TV
laughing
brought
for
you
a long
two
time.
together.
yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
And you
legitimately.
guys created a career around it.
Yeah.
yeah.
Wait, that's
Oh my
literally
God.
an inspiring tale. By the way,
I never cried on this podcast before.
get Lord off the cover of the Rolling Stone.
Yeah,
You two
oh,
on
right.
there.
Hello. I
She's
know.
of
I
course
love our
referring
origin
to a
story.
2014
Yeah, every time I tell it, it is a good one.
I
That's
love
so
it.
funny.
Wait,
Okay.
so how did you guys start your podcast? 7 years ago, you were like,
Yeah.
well, we've been watching Laguna box sets for enough time. I think we could talk about
We can
this.
translate
Oh my
this.
God.
Yeah. We started with The Bachelor.
Of course.
Will make sense.
And-
Bachelor
Title.
Nation.
Bachelor Nation. We were watching Rachel Lindsay's season of The Bachelorette. She's like the first Black Bachelorette. And around that time, we
That
also
was 7 years ago.
that was
7, maybe
yeah,
8.
maybe 8. 'Cause
Yeah. Oh my
God,
we
it
started
does not
watching
feel
her
that
season.
long
We didn't start
ago.
her. We didn't start the podcast until the year after
Yeah.
or the season after. But yeah, we would watch every
Every week. go to each
week
other's
together.
house.
Yeah, she'd bring wine or I'd bring wine. We'd alternate watch. And then we also started discovering like Bachelor podcasts during that time.
They're major.
There's so many of them, and it just sounded like they were watching a different show than us. So like, we can do this. We're much funnier than these people, and we, I think, can have an interesting conversation. And then we started watching The Bachelor, and then we started our podcast.
Yeah, we got 2 mics from Amazon and then started our podcast.
Amazing.
2 mics from Amazon.
People DM me every day being like, what do I do? And I'm like, you get these 2 mics from Amazon.
And then you start your
Legitimately.
podcast. Yeah. Yep.
Ours were like the clip-on mics too.
Yeah, they were
Like it was
awful.
picking up all the
Wow.
sound from our laptop, like overheating. It sounded
Yeah.
horrible.
Yeah.
You're like on GarageBand with a little lav mic.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You got to do it somehow.
Got to.
Someday you get the Shure mic.
Someday
One
you grow
day.
up and you
Yeah.
buy the
I
Shure.
know.
Yeah.
We of
I
course
remember that day.
Yeah.
we
that's
spent
good.
a year using the worst mics in America, forcing our listeners to like go through hell just to
Oh, yeah.
listen.
Yeah.
Been there.
And then wonder how you don't have any audience growth.
Yeah, like why are you guys leaving reviews that are mad at us?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Just because you can't hear us doesn't mean you should stop listening.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is what I
LOL.
think.
Okay, another
Anyways.
amazing question for you guys.
This is our classic question we ask all our guests.
Okay.
Girls,
Girl,
what
what girls
girlers
are
are you?
Oh my God.
I love the synchronous.
I know. I'm not a girl in this scenario.
You're like, you don't.
Honestly,
Don't ascribe to either of
if
them.
I really am honest with myself, I'm Lincoln.
Totally.
Right?
Oh my
I'm
god.
like,
I've known you for about
chasing-
20 minutes and I was like, that's a link.
chasing after these crazy, like especially my 20s, like chasing after these crazy men, trying to date them, trying to lock them all down,
Totally.
trying to like be a child bride, like Lincoln was trying to be a child bride.
Yeah.
I had a regular ass job, like Lincoln had a regular ass job. Like if I'm really honest with myself, that's who I.
Oh, I love that. Yeah. that makes
I'm just
sense.
a stable dude that wants a
Yeah.
living
Looking for
partner.
love.
Yeah,
Yeah. Lock somebody down.
Insurance, like
That's so funny.
God.
Yeah. That was funny. I feel like depending on who I'm with, I'm either more Ilana or Abby.
Yeah.
Right.
I was thinking about this earlier. So my friend William, he has. Why'd you do
because I
He's a nut.
So you hate
about
William, or what's
we
the
love
deal?
William. Love William.
Okay.
But in the dynamic of me and William, he is very obviously the Ilana, just running me ragged all around the city, and I'm like also beside him, high in a mess, but trying to be responsible, like Abby. So in that dynamic, for sure. But with other friends, I feel like I'm more the Ilana, kind of march to my own, you know, what do you say, march to the beat of your own drum or whatever.
Yeah.
A little bit more kooky crazy. So yeah, it just depends on who I'm with, what the vibe is.
Love
So,
it.
The way you said that phrase was very Alana.
What, the march to the
Yeah, what
beat
that
to the bar.
What is this said? Twerk to the beat of her own drum.
Twerk to your own drum. Love that. Yeah.
This said, the
said.
article you stole.
This article that I stole said this. Evan, what girl are you this week?
Yeah.
No, that's a good
This
question.
week. Oh, I love that.
We
It
week to
fluctuates.
week.
Okay,
Because
I
we
love
would
this.
have to.
It would suck if every week we're like, I'm happy still.
Yeah.
It's evolved.
I am Alana in the fake world.
Okay.
And I'm not
Say more.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm definitely will swipe someone in on the subway and not talk to them. I just feel like that
Yeah.
resonates with me.
Yeah.
You don't
Yeah.
even Yorker of you.
Yeah.
You don't
Yeah.
even swipe yourself into the subway. What are you talking about?
I would jump over the turnstile, let someone in, and never look them in the eyes again.
Yes.
Yeah.
You would do that.
Uh-huh.
That would be a huge part of your story.
And I also think when I go to Grey Dog, I would vape in a bathroom too.
Oh
Ow.
my god.
I just killed an ant on you.
Oh yeah, we are going through ant infestation in the house right now.
Oh my
I'm
god.
so sorry.
But y'all aren't going to collect that energy, so y'all are safe.
Okay.
Yeah.
And girl, what girl are you?
I am Ilana because I was definitely straightening my hair for 2 hours every morning in 2011. That
Oh,
was actually my
wow.
whole thing in middle school. Like girls I know in high school would be like, I remember in middle school when you always talked about how you needed to straighten your hair. Like it was
Damn.
like my personality was like, I gotta get my hair
I
straight.
gotta get my blowout.
I had like a very like specific routine. It was like a whole thing.
How long would it take you?
Like an hour. My hair is pretty thick, and it's
Yeah,
like
it's thick.
I don't only wash my hair like once a week now, but
Okay.
like back then it was like every other day, and I was
Ooh.
like burning it with the cheese.
Frying it
No,
up. Yeah.
with the cheese.
Not-
Were you like Sydney Sweeney in the Euphoria clip where she's like getting ready at 4 o'clock in the morning?
By the way, yes.
yeah.
The Dragonettes, girl.
For the Dragonettes.
If you don't know what's sick about the Dragonettes is like we would have 7:30 a.m. practice and then 9 a.m. practice, and in
What?
between like have a study hall.
9.
But like
When are you going to school?
nine is when it starts. So we had a class period, but we also had to meet before the class period.
Wow.
Oh.
But we would get 40 minutes to get ready, like before second period.
Okay.
And the way we were all doing, like, it was like 2014. We were all doing like
Oh,
the full like
full
brow
on.
beat, like
Yeah.
the wing. It's like
Yeah.
it's like Tuesday morning.
Yeah.
But it's like the way we were like
15.
curling our hair. We had like people had duffels to like get ready
Yeah.
with like makeup
Before
and
class.
stuff.
40 minutes.
I mean-
Jesus Christ.
So I'm really
Exhausting.
connecting with Alana's like liquid eyeliner
Yeah.
that doesn't make
all
any
smudged.
sense.
It's not straight at all.
Yeah.
Also, when Abby calls Melody to be like, you can't have Bever stay for much longer, and Ilana like leans over on the phone and is like, also break up with him. Abby doing that shit.
Yeah, that was you. Okay.
Because
I always am like, you need to dump
up with
him.
him.
He's
Yeah.
a terrible person, and I'm proven right constantly.
yeah.
Uh-oh.
Sorry, too
No,
real.
no, it's too real right
Yeah, I
now.
know.
Sorry,
Yeah,
guys.
now. Oh boy.
Anyway,
I think our friends don't listen to this podcast.
Yeah, thank God she doesn't listen. We'd be in trouble. Anyways, let's cut to our first break, and when we get back, we are gonna get into the bread and butter of season 4 premiere. Oh my God, that was an incredible break.
So yeah, this is the most complicated episode of Broad City, I think, ever.
Yeah, the
It truly-
storyline, the
there's a-
timelines.
So we start with the beginning of the episode where Ilana is swiping Abby into the subway, and they're as they dash through the subways, picking them up as they avoid a man throwing up, and a homeless man is speaking in babble, and then they immediately diverge ways, and the sound reverses, and it's as they reverse and go back to the beginning. We hear the homeless man say Trump will be elected as president.
Totally.
And then we start the second series of the whole episode.
It is funny that they made the rewind, like that man being like that.
It's such
It's
a good
2011.
gag.
So they met in
Yeah.
2011. It's now 2014.
Oh,
2016.
on the show, it's 2016.
2016, yeah.
Season 4.
Well, it's 2017 actually.
By the time it comes out.
Yeah. Well, no,
Okay.
it's 2017 as they filmed it probably
Totally.
because Trump had won.
When
and
did
that
Trump
happened
go
in
in?
November.
16?
Fall of 2016.
2016. Okay.
Well, he got elected November.
Right.
Classic.
Mm.
Classic presidents getting elected in November. Right.
There was so much like I actually wrote it down. Can we talk about the 2011 NYC core, the way they went into it? So first there was like the Metro cards, like there was no
Yes.
tapping, there was no Omni.
Throwback.
No
That felt
Omni.
like DC, New York. When I saw it, I was like, whoa, I forgot we did that.
Right.
I'd also
not
like to
that
make the
long ago.
argument that Ilana is using her student MTA card here.
Oh,
As an
yeah,
NYU
she's a
student.
That's
Totally.
true.
I think she's doing a lot of
Yeah.
unlimited swipes right now.
Oh, no wonder she's being so thoughtful.
Yeah, exactly. She's
Yeah.
not wasting 290 or whatever was back in
No,
2011.
Now their outfits are the most 2011 thing I've ever seen in my
Yeah.
life.
The leggings.
Gray leggings with like the way I had that
midi
exact
dress over it.
that
Like,
exact
Yeah.
top, and then this neon zip up.
The
I
zip
was like,
up.
God.
there's so,
so many layers. So many colors. Oh, it's terrible.
Abby with the skinny jeans that are maroon and an army jacket. It's
Yeah.
like, girl.
Very Urban Outfitters.
Yes.
But and the bangs. Bed Bath and Beyond was still open. That's gone now.
Oh my god.
Oh, R.I.P.
Alana was singing CeeLo's Green, Forget You.
Is that what she was saying? I was wondering what the fuck she was saying.
She's like, Forget You.
I love
my
when she breaks
Which
into
is
the
the most
song.
defining song in my opinion of 2011. I have to say.
Yeah.
And then gay marriage hadn't been legalized.
Yeah.
Obama was still the
Yeah.
leader of the free world.
Yeah.
Chipotle burrito bowls were like the littest thing that could happen. And Oprah was ending her show,
my God,
and they were
Oprah
like,
was on.
"What's
What are we
gonna
do?
happen?"
Yeah.
Uh,
Dang,
There's
what a
too many
time.
cultural touchstones there.
I
That was a
know.
lot
I
happening.
bullied them all out, but it is so fun because it's like we're constantly looking back at shows that happened 10 years ago and like pointing out all the things that are different. And it's so fun that they are like in 2016 being like 2011 was so historical. Like let's go back and like make fun of everything cool
Right.
back
Yeah.
then.
5 years later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
well,
so that's when you guys were in New York too?
yeah.
Yep.
20. So what were we saying? 2016? This was
2014, we were both in New York, I think.
Yeah.
I think you had just moved to New York, yeah.
2013. I moved. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just moved out 6 months ago. So I was in New York for 11
Oh,
years.
no.
Yeah.
So you
We
know
lost a good one.
You know your way around.
Know my way around. But yeah, 24. That was hideout. So yeah, that was in my first job, I think. Yeah.
You worked at Deals.
I worked at Deals.
Come
It's in Midtown. You worked in Midtown too, I want to say.
Of course I did.
Yeah.
Oh no, I worked in Hoboken.
Oh, you worked in
Oh,
Hoboken at
God.
that time. Oh, shit.
You
Oh,
lived
weren't
in New
the
York
city
and
yet.
transited
No, I was in
to
New Jersey.
Hoboken. Oh,
No,
You
I
were in
was
Jersey at
in
that time.
for sure.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, I was living in Harlem but working in Midtown. So I knew all the Midtown like happy hour spots.
Yeah.
Totally.
Which
Oh my God,
hard
that
to come by.
existed.
That
Yeah.
existed. Very hard to
It's
find.
not a thing anymore.
This was back when
Yeah.
like BuzzFeed was a living wage.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is like historical, whatever they were doing.
Historical.
But I mean,
Yeah.
we are talking about brunch spots. Alana works at a restaurant called Grey Dog.
Grey Dog, yeah.
Which of course is a popular assumption. It's just crazy to me there's still 3 open in New York City
There's
to this
still,
day.
dang.
Isn't it there a
What?
Taylor Swift song about that?
It's
What?
not about the
The Grey
restaurants.
Dog?
Right, it's a different Grey Dog.
It's a metaphor.
the
I
restaurant.
got it.
She's a restaurant huge chain, fan of yeah. that
brunch chain in Manhattan.
I love it. Well, the craziest part is that so much of the plot of this episode relies on the fact that weed is illegal still. And
Oh,
they're like
yeah,
running
they're
from the
sneaking
cops,
it
and that's
around.
why they
Yeah.
get hit by the bus.
Yes.
Yeah.
Weaving
But-
illegal. Her and her little bowl. That was nostalgic too.
Oh my God.
Remember, I used to. That's
You
all I had.
did.
Was the bowl.
Yes.
I was too scared to do joints or I didn't know how to roll.
Yeah, I didn't know how to roll it.
Yeah, and so it's just with my little.
To
bowl.
me,
That was
bowls
so
are
cute.
like more intense because it's
Really?
like you got to
Yeah,
have the
the high is, like-
paraphernalia.
I know.
Yeah.
I really feel like a junkie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Straight up. Yeah.
Whereas like a blunt, it's like somebody's gonna roll that for me.
I know.
Like I gotta have
Somebody's
someone.
got to roll it though.
That's
if you're
so-
lucky. I never had
Yeah.
anyone at the time that
If
could
you're lucky.
roll.
Mm-hmm.
No one
So,
could.
No.
It's a hard craft, honestly.
It truly
Yeah,
is.
I give them a lot of props.
I
I have to
do.
say
I
how.
still don't know how to roll.
Yeah, absolutely
never
not.
learned.
In this day and age, you could go get whatever you want in whatever
You
form
get a
you want.
pre-roll.
Get a
It's ready to be
pre-roll.
done.
Exactly.
Luxury.
Pay for convenience now.
I
Although-
Yeah.
assume that's all Alana was doing in college, though, because it clearly
Yeah.
wasn't classwork.
Yes.
It
Yeah.
was so
Yeah.
evidently
Obviously.
pointed out
Yeah.
in this episode.
Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah. So she gets hit. So part of Alana's Alana's terrible day is that she's on the subway getting into like the break dancers, and the break dancers kick her in the face. Apparently not the first time that's happened to her.
Right.
But
Ilana's so good at things happening to her 400 times in a row. It's like same
Yes.
multiple
Why
event
did
and
that
just like
happen multiple
every
times?
episode.
Never learning her lesson ever.
yeah.
But I do think it's so comical that after she's offered money from the subway dancers, she reveals that she's an NYU student. And he goes, I wouldn't take the money from you. And they go, oh, we're TISS students too. And it's like, absolutely, I would take $20 from a
Give me
TISS
$20.
student.
yeah.
TISS students have the world. That's the hierarchy of New York City.
Well, and of course, we then find out later Ilana wishes she was in Tisch, but she's stuck in like psychology or whatever. And the guy took away
actually,
her
we never
drums.
find out.
Oh.
Yeah, we don't ever find out what the class
What
that
the
was.
class
Yeah.
is.
It's so funny.
her just breaking out into song, just assuming it's an arts class or a singing class of sorts.
He's like, I'm gonna stop you right there. It's not Tuesday at 1, it's Friday at 4.
it's Friday at 4. Please get off the
Oh
stage.
my!
Thank
And
you.
I wonder too if the whole scene was improv that she did, or if
Probably
it was scripted.
ish. Probably
It might have
ish.
been,
Maybe
right?
a little, yeah.
Yeah.
We got beats. We
So
got
funny.
beats. Well, you watch the show and you think it's so highly improvised just because of the nature of their acting.
Mm-hmm,
But ultimately, so many people are surprised by actually how scripted the
Very
show is
scripted.
itself.
Really?
At the end of the day,
Okay.
it's if you. I mean, I noticed after listening to an interview where Ilana was like, it was pretty much always word for word. If you watch it, you're like, oh yeah, every sentence is like so tight. Like you literally like it causes the next sentence, it causes the next second with like no fluff.
But
except,
writing
like,
is
the
improv.
credits. But
At the
writing
end of
is
the day,
improv.
Writing a scene is just improvising it, but you get time to edit and go back, and that's the
Right.
beauty of it. But I think
in
about that
that
all
way.
the time.
Yeah. Wait, did you guys ever do like, were you going to UCB shows and stuff like that? Or is that not part of your story?
I had a friend who was a comedian. She still is, and so I used to go to some of her shows. But then she moved to Chicago to go to Second City.
Totally.
Yeah.
The Mecca.
Mecca.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Not to make this about me, but I did just visit Chicago this weekend. My brother graduated Second City level 3.
Cool. Oh my God. Damn, you're
Yes,
like a
thank you guys so
comedy
much.
family. That's
I did
dope.
not react that way.
That's great.
No, I'm happy for
That's
him.
awesome.
Yeah.
And I met all his classmates. They all had a harrowing story.
About
Okay.
what?
Yes.
Yeah.
They're all in their mid 40s,
Okay.
except for 2 of them who apparently one of them legally can't go back to Virginia.
That's funny in
Damn,
itself.
from the state.
Oh wow.
He
It's
wouldn't
like, I
explain why.
legally can't go back to Virginia. And
Oh.
then they play like the improv game Bus Stop. Like, wow.
Dang.
Was he good at
Wow.
improv?
Yeah.
I didn't get this. They don't. So the thing about UCB or Second City, it is truly a multi-level marketing scheme because you're not allowed to do a show until you get to level 4.
Oh my
So
god.
you actually have to pay upwards of like $2,000 in order to get on a stage.
No way.
Capitalism is so
It's
evil.
I'm just taking
Crazy.
classes.
Well,
That's
in
nuts.
college, I worked like 4 part-time jobs so I could pay for Second City.
Wow.
Because
Oh
I was
my
like, I
God.
want to learn improv so
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
it's like I was just hanging out with 45-year-olds instead of
Yeah.
having like the college experience. I look back and I'm like, girl, relax.
Yeah.
Don't need to be zip zap shopping with these people.
Oh my god.
But all this to
Yeah.
say.
All this to say, improv is evil. Just kidding. I love it.
Oh my god. I love when Abby says to Ilana, you have a real Rosie Perez vibe. Because I go back and remember Alana's Latina earrings
Oh
that
my
she used to
God.
wear. And I know how much that meant to her.
Yeah.
That like someone called her a real Latina person.
And
And she's
like,
no,
touches
like
my
her
heart.
appropriative
Yes.
self, like she just got the most out of it. And
Literally.
it's so
She
funny.
actually bought the Latina earrings the next day. Like,
Probably.
wait,
Curled her hair.
yeah.
Like,
I'm
it's
powered.
me, the vibes. It's me.
I love the hair moments in this episode.
Oh my gosh.
There's a lot of
Alana's
good ones.
Straightened, stiff hair. Like her hair just looks so stiff
I
and
did.
When
it was so
she has
perfectly
her-
poorly like
It's so
straightened.
funny.
Yeah. When she has her meeting with her roommates all named Madison.
Oh my god.
And they're like, when you don't straighten your hair, it looks like pubes. And she's
my
like,
God,
that is
the
really mean,
racism.
but I'll go over it again.
Yeah.
It's like, no.
Horrible.
This reminds me of my favorite moment of the whole episode is when Abby gets her ponytail snatched at Grey Dog.
Another great hair moment. Yes.
But
What was it called?
ultimately,
The NYC. The news is like
NYC
the NYC's hair
ponytail
sniper.
snapper.
Yeah.
But ultimately, when we see her hair revealed again, she somehow has more hair than before.
Yes.
Like the haircut
Horrible.
enhanced
wig
it.
got bigger and
The wig
bigger.
got
Yeah. It's like
Yeah, her
Tina
hair
Turner kind
somehow
of.
got longer with short.
Terrible.
And
so
they're walking, and
funny.
Alana's like, I love what you do with your hair. I can tell you're an artist.
Yeah. Such an insult.
Well, New York City is so good at having specific people, and I don't know if we necessarily in other cities, sure, but New York, there's like famous individuals committing crime, but like in niche ways.
Yes.
Like we had the Tabby Snatcher last year, if you
what
guys
was that?
remember.
No.
There's this.
You don't know about the Tabby Snatcher? Come
Oh,
on.
it's like
Missed
actually a
this
big
one.
deal. It was really scary. He would go on dates with girls who owned Tabby shoes.
Oh my God, I remember this.
Wait, what?
The Tabby shoes, the hideous shoes.
I don't know what
Mason
shoe that is.
Margiela Tabby shoes are like
Okay.
hoof
They're
shoes.
hooves.
They're split
Hooves.
at the toe.
Oh, those. Yes,
So
So
yes,
they're
yes.
worth
Yeah.
like
Okay.
$700. He would go on dates with girls.
Specifically with the women who
With
had those
Tabby
shoes.
shoes.
And he'd
Yeah.
go
How
back to her
would he
apartment
find
and he'd steal hinge.
Don't worry about that.
He's like, I
Well,
love.
when you have $700 shoes, you're showing off your
You're
$700
showing them
shoes.
off.
Okay.
They got to be on your Instagram, maybe.
On your Instagram.
Yeah. Oh my god. Wait. So what was he doing now?
So he would go to their apartments and steal their tabbies.
Steal them.
He was
And
just
like,
stealing,
and it's
siphoning these fucking
well, they
ugly
are a
shoes.
precious
Particular shoes.
resource.
Yeah,
They're,
right.
they're hard
yeah.
to get tabbies.
It's honestly, it's like if you
Yeah.
go on like a date a week,
So
your rent
ugly.
is covered.
Yeah.
Like,
Absolutely.
you can live
There's a big
alone.
resale market for those shoes.
Yep.
He would go to
Yep.
parties, he steal all the tabbies. That's why it's a good day to wear
You're
Reeboks.
in a wild place. Though.
Oh my God, I thought you meant Tabby Cat.
I was thinking cat too.
That's when you got excited.
Yeah.
You know what the tabby cat Snatcher.
Damn.
Oh yeah, the cut was all over the Tabby Snatcher.
Really?
Yeah.
I missed that one.
I
Yeah.
love when the cut posts something on Instagram with like the craziest like.
Well, they make fake things sound so real, and that's what I love most about that
Yeah,
platform.
it's so funny.
It's really important to me. But I will say, like, on a serious note, the
Oh,
whole
you've never done this.
the whole like hair thing is so like so basically every season Broad City starts with like a subway chase because that's like what their web series was like kind of their
Yeah.
Oh my
finale was, so it's kind of
Okay.
like always honoring that, and they always
noticed that.
start their seasons and end their seasons by strengthening the idea that like the most important part of their dynamic is that they really care about each other and believe in each other, and they are the most important relationship to each other.
Yeah.
And so it's so fun that it's like this is the first day they're meeting, and it's immediately establishing like Abby like is like, you look awesome the way you are. Like
Yeah.
how you
Yeah.
actually are is way cooler.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then Ilana is like,
empowerment.
wait, you should believe in yourself. You're an artist. That's dope. Wait, you shouldn't let your roommate treat you that bad. Like it's like so sweet.
It
like
is
the
heartwarming.
first day they're friends, they're like already like supporting each other and being like, I got you, girl.
Oh,
So nice.
that's so
amazing.
beautiful.
That was beautiful.
Well, and also the subway motif in Broad City is so fantastic. And actually, this season before the season 3, episode 9,
Okay.
where they're like stuck in the subway. And when you look at a show like Friends, like they have the living rooms to meet in, or you look at a show like Girls, they go to Fray's coffee shop. For Broad City, that moment is the subway
The
for
subway.
these two girls, like because they live in
Wow.
such different boroughs. So to be able to conjoin and like have their story told, like it has to be in this like transient space. So it's either a walk
How I Met
or
Your
the
Mother
subway.
never went on the subway.
And had
Yeah.
they did, it would have been a much better show. I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah.
They
You
were
can't
stuck
have
in
a
our
New York City
neighborhood.
show and a huge part of the show is not taking place in the
Mhm.
subway.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Think about how much time we spent in the damn
Well, you,
subway.
watch
Oh my
Se-
God.
you guys watch Sex and the City, and they don't dare go on that
Never.
thing.
They
Never.
don't even tell you it's real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they
Cabs,
do, and
they're
they act
hailing
like
cabs.
it's like the scary. It's hell.
Scariest
It's
place on
Dante's
earth.
Inferno.
Yeah.
I do love like all the like TikTok influencer girls who clearly like moved here because of Sex in the City, and they are like
Oh my
going on the
God.
subway for the first time ever, and I'm like,
No.
girl,
Why are you vlogging?
They're
girl?
vlogging their
You're
first
vlogging.
subway ride. That's so pathetic.
How cringy is
There
that?
was like,
So
Very
cringe.
Nicole in this episode, who's going to Grey Dog. If you guys remember,
oh,
Nicole.
do you
is-
guys remember Nicole?
Yes,
Deals.
yes. Deals.
It's her first week in New York. She's on the phone with her mom. Alana immediately spills coffee on her.
Terrorizes her immediately.
From the first meeting.
Never stops terrorizing her. I love her
girl.
character
Well, we
Oh,
saw
so
in New York City have one person we loosely know who terrorizes us until the day we move out of here. Like it or
Yeah.
not.
Who's yours?
I can't
Say
say.
first and last.
Damn.
An evil
Damn.
gay guy.
Oh, no.
Yeah, they're out there. They're out there. folks. No, was there anybody you had to leave the city to escape, or actually not really?
Leave the
Groups.
city. No.
No.
I just wanted more space. That's
Totally.
basically
Yeah,
it.
same.
Pretty
You should
boring
try
reason.
Bushwhack.
Yeah, I mean your apartment's very.
Yeah, your
very
living
spacious.
room is so living space.
It is big.
It's a huge apartment. Yeah.
LOL.
I love
I'm
it.
fishing for compliments. The
Let's-
rent's not even that bad.
Let's hop over to green screen Bever's body.
Oh my god.
Thank you for bringing it up. First off, we revealed that his name is Matt.
Matt.
Which is, by the way, every gay guy's name I've ever met.
So why is he dating Melody?
Well, I think the body of the guy he's on is a gay guy, so that's why it's Matt.
Oh,
And then
okay.
when he's his regular self, that's Bevers.
That's Bevers. Yeah.
It
That
is,
was
and
so
like, how did
funny.
you guys film his face on that body?
Well, not well.
Not well. Yeah. And I
very
think like
little.
purposeful. Like you see the
Yes.
head like moving on the body. So
Yeah.
It
creepy.
moved off at one point. I was like, what the hell is happening?
I like
What is this?
Lucia actually hand selected that to happen. But it is so funny that he's like, just so we're clear, the rules of their house are that I don't buy anything and I don't clean anything. And she's like, of course.
He's like locked in forever.
The curse begins.
These curse
Seriously.
begin. I'm sorry, this is such a random thought, but I actually think it's interesting to bring up. So talking about the sliding doors metaphor, if we look at Hacks right now, this is just a fun way to compare it. Hacks right now in the first episode of season 3, Deborah gets, or it's episode 2 of season 3. She gets arrested. That's an exact play-by-play of Reese Witherspoon getting arrested. These people are so good at making TV that's based off other media.
Lucia, yes,
I'm
girl.
sorry, it's a fantastic thing.
Wait,
it's like
is
verbatim.
it season 4?
Oh my. Oh,
Season
Reese was
4
getting
Hacks,
arrested in real
sorry.
life.
Yeah, so Reese Witherspoon got arrested in
She
2011.
Y'all remember
yes.
this?
Yes, I
And
do.
she goes, do you
What
know
did she
who I
arrested?
am? She got for like drunk
yeah, I remember when
driving.
she said, "Who do you know who I am?"
And she had
Uh-huh.
to launch a production company to like
To
pull herself
offset
out of
that,
it,
yeah.
like
Yeah.
where she tells
Damn.
women's stories. Like it was
Yeah.
literally
Yeah.
it was up to her to fix that.
Oh shit!
But are you guys watching Hacks?
No, you
I
watched it.
am watching from season 1. I'm so
Oh,
late.
you're
Oh my
new
God,
to the game.
love
Very
them.
new, but I love it.
It's Paul W. Downs, like Trey in Broad
Oh yeah,
City.
yes. He's in it. Yeah.
Oh,
Mhm.
okay.
Yeah,
I didn't know he was on
everybody
that.
who created Hacks worked on Broad City.
Really?
Yeah.
That's why it's
Oh
so
shit!
good.
I gotta get into
That's
this.
why it's so
yeah.
good.
Yeah, it's a great show.
Okay,
That's what
it's
you're
really, really
getting.
funny. Yeah. Oh, nice.
Yeah. Shout out.
Shout out. Yeah, so Bever. So it's fun to see who the roommate situation
Yeah,
from.
how Bever started.
Oh my
that
God.
origin is hilarious.
Did you ever have a terrible roommate that had like a boyfriend that was living there?
So many from college, none from New York.
Yeah,
Sorry, why
not
did
in New
Bevers
York.
live in an apartment? That's been for 5 years. Abby's been living like that. She never said anything to Bever. Sorry, it's just
Yeah,
it's
no,
fine.
really
the
crazy
actual
to me.
reality, she never says anything.
Is sick.
She does. And where the fuck is Melody or whatever her name is?
Well,
No, you got it.
by
And
the way,
also,
it's
where
been
the fuck?
4 seasons, 4 years of the show. No Melody.
Never seen her.
No,
Left
you
her
see her
boyfriend.
kind of once.
We see her in the back of her body in a cold open,
and the
Oh,
yacht,
really?
the yacht episode.
and in the yacht we see like her hair.
Oh.
I love that.
But I think they made a choice like you're never seeing this bitch.
Yeah. Yeah.
Quite funny.
I love it. I will say I had a roommate in college who had a boyfriend who would always sleep over, but honestly, the boyfriend was nicer to me than the roommate, so I kind of didn't mind it.
You
I was
didn't
like,
mind.
"Hey, how are you?" He's like, "Good morning, girl."
That's so funny.
I never
But-
had. The only story I can think of, in college, my best friend, she lived in the suite next door. Her roommate had a boyfriend. He was like the hot guy in our grade,
Whoa.
and I just don't even think they were. I don't think that's her boyfriend. They were just like hooking up or whatever. And one night, he was
That can be a
in the
boyfriend.
apartment drunk as shit. She was nowhere to be seen. My friend
What?
comes home. We come home from a night out, and
Oh
her
my
roommate's
God.
boyfriend's there, like blackout drunk, like vomit all over him
No.
Are you
in the
kidding?
bathroom, and girlfriend's gone. They're calling her. She's not answering. So my friend like nurses him back to health, puts him in bed. The next day, she went off on my friend. Like,
Are you
How
kidding?
dare you take care of him?
Save his life?
Save his damn life. Yeah,
had him
you
just
left
die
him
on
for
the
dead.
My God.
She's like, well, damn, you left him for dead. Like,
Yeah.
you lucky I was even here. He would vomit all over. Like, who
Yeah.
knows what would have happened to him? And that was, yeah.
That's so funny.
Not
I have
good.
that story
That's
too,
crazy.
Yeah.
but I'm the boyfriend.
Oh,
You're the drunk
no.
blackout boyfriend. Yeah.
I'm kidding. Well, a little.
It sounds like your friend needed to watch this episode and remember the power
I
of female
know.
friendship.
Yes. Not at all.
Absolutely.
Oh gosh.
There's so many. Okay. Also, I really have to bring this up. Abby, in a timeline where they don't initially connect and or they don't like become friends right off the get go, and Abby has to go eat froyo by herself.
When
Oh
she
my
is
God.
eating
Sad.
froyo by herself.
And the Asian version of them.
Asian Ilana earlier.
Yeah.
By the
So
way, we're
crazy.
in season 3, episode 1 on the subway. The same
Same?
actors.
Oh, that's
no.
funny.
yeah,
Oh my God,
at
that's
pretending to be Abby and Ilana
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
So
that's cute.
they always emo those girls back, being like, "We need you for another one."
Yeah.
I guess.
Can you imagine your manager calling you like, I got you a recurring role?
Right. There's no lines, but you're gonna be there again.
Featured extra. Featured extra.
But it's
Yeah.
so sad that you can't eat froyo by yourself. It's the one rule I have on this earth.
By the
That's
way,
really
I eat
sad.
froyo by myself all the time.
Yeah, wait,
There's-
why can't you?
There's
I
froyo.
think it's a
right around
community activity.
She was out at the like she was in the shop by herself. That makes
I
it
think you
more
can eat ice
sad
cream
too.
by yourself, but I don't think you can eat froyo. Is like meant for hanging out.
There is one time that I posted a video, a TikTok of me eating froyo alone at 16 handles, and Evan texted me like, "I think you should delete this. It's really sad."
It's my one core belief in this
Yeah,
world.
you can't do it.
I have
yeah.
very loose morals, but not when it comes to eating froyo by yourself.
So funny.
I got back on Prozac after that. To be fair. Let's talk about Ilana's NYU era. When she walks into the room and starts immediately making out with her roommate Jaime.
No.
I mean,
It's fun to learn that only thing sadder than a NYU alumni is an actual NYU student.
Current.
All their
Aw,
listeners.
look at
I'm
that.
kidding. I love you, NYU. A Gallatin student invited me to their graduation cruise yesterday.
Cruise.
wow.
They do a cruise around the bay. I can't go. I can't go on a date with a 22-year-old on a cruise.
Yeah. No, whoa. Oh my
I
God.
love we have one friend of the pod who's an NYU girl, and I went to her birthday party and got to talk to all these like senior year NYU kids, and I was like,
Oh.
this is incredible. Like,
Yeah.
it is exactly what you think it
It
is.
is.
I know. I went
Yeah.
to the Lord event in Washington Square Park. Do you know one where she sang for free the other day?
Oh no.
I do.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I
Oh.
did see that. Yeah.
So it's,
You know about
Yeah.
the tabby cat, you know about that.
do.
You're focused on having
Out
a
of
living
it.
room. Yeah. Mad
Domesticated.
respect.
Yeah.
but it was only NYU students there, and like it felt
Yeah.
good to be an NYU student for 5
Aw,
minutes.
just to be
while
around
just
them.
waiting, just
Good
hanging out,
vibes.
chatting.
Yeah.
People always think like we're NYU like
I know. It's like,
rats.
and
and I'm
guys
like,
not?
thank
No?
you. Culturally, yes.
Yeah.
We carry ourselves that way, which
Yes,
is loud
I
and
love it.
obnoxious.
Yeah, it's like it's not really a compliment, I guess. But I love seeing Ilana be bad at school, be bad at her job.
Yeah.
And like what she takes a nap with the coffee beans. It's
Also-
like, girl.
Oh yeah.
When we talk about the roommates, I think it's such a fun. Have you guys seen Girls itself?
Mm-hmm.
A couple episodes.
So I do think it's funny that a trope in both Girls and Broad City is that like 3 girls that look similar all have the same name, because in this
And it's
episode
all Parker Lexton.
it's all Parker Lexton.
yeah.
It's just a funny trope.
Yeah.
And also I had another really fun point. It's okay, you guys can. Oh yeah. Oh, also Ilana brings up the horse sex video again. There's this episode of
the Mr.
Oh,
Hands
man.
or whatever.
the
it's
Mr.
called.
Hand.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you remember when she got fired from Deals for tweeting a bestiality
Yes.
video?
Oh, is that what it was?
Yep. Yep.
I didn't
Lana.
know watching bestiality videos was illegal until I watched
Yeah.
this show. Not that I
Yeah.
was like, I didn't even know what that
What
was.
the
I remember
hell, girl?
Googling it. but I was like,
Should know
wait.
that.
I remember Googling it.
I remember Googling it.
What part
I also,
of it?
have you guys seen Younger?
No, I haven't seen that
No.
one. No.
In it, Sutton Foster briefly dates Matthew Morrison from Glee.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then he's like so perfect. And she's like, what's wrong with him? And then she like goes to like his family home and she walks in on him fucking a cow.
Oh my god.
Isn't that in
in
Sex
the
in the
show?
City too?
What the heck?
Oh
There's a
no, it's
bestiality?
not.
It's
oh
a
my
Darren
god, you're
Star.
so. I always conflate these scenes because when Samantha and Carrie go up to the house in Upstate, and
Oh,
then
yeah.
Samantha fucks the guy in the barn. I'm
Oh,
always
yeah.
thinking it's a scene in Younger where
Okay.
the guy fucks a sheep.
Oh my god. There's more.
Oh yeah, it was a
bestiality
sheep. It was a
shows?
sheep.
It was a sheep.
Oh, it's a
sheep,
sheep.
okay.
I was like a sheep. And
It wasn't
Yeah.
a cow. It wasn't a cow. I lied about the cow, you
Oh my
guys.
god.
Yikes.
That's
Damn.
so
But
funny.
I just remember I stopped watching the show after that
Yeah.
season. I was like, this is so
Yeah,
crazy.
why'd they go
Yeah,
about
that's
it?
so
Younger?
unnecessary.
Yes.
Is that
So
a
you know I'm in
comedy
the middle
show?
of a rewatch right
I
now.
know. You've seen it all. It's freeform.
ABC Family? Like what?
What?
Wasn't it freeform? It's like
yeah.
PG-13.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
It's like
saying.
the
Like
same
coming of
channel.
age.
I've
Yeah.
only ever watched it on streaming.
Yeah,
That's
no.
nuts.
That sounds like a streaming scene.
About 3 months ago, I walked into the house and Evan monologues about Younger for about 3 hours.
I could do it if you guys want. Fine.
Okay, go for it.
No. Was there any notes you guys took on the episode that you want to touch on? I feel like we did a pretty good job.
The second
but-
eating Chipotle bowl, one note on the Chipotle bowl, using a white fork.
Oh my
Oh.
god.
Not canon at all.
Yeah, not a thing.
That is
No.
upsetting. You don't eat a Chipotle bowl with a white fork. You eat
It's
the black fork.
The black
That's
fork.
right. It is
Uh-huh.
black.
Yeah.
That's true.
It just it doesn't make sense. That's Qdoba at that point.
Girl.
I love the moment the guy on the street selling the bubble guns.
Oh
Yes.
yeah.
Why are those guys selling those things? Like,
They're not.
They
They have to
exist.
diversify now.
Yeah.
there's always a guy, and that's all he's selling is like bubbles and bubble guns.
Yeah.
That's your.
He
you
must
think it
know his
works?
supplier. I don't know. Well, I guess it's
Alibaba?
like you get a kid. You get a kid in
You
a
got
crisis.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, I'll buy you the bubble things.
Yeah.
So I see it.
Kid in a crisis.
Yep.
I'm just like, if my little sister was like walking around New York in a bad mood and my stepmom saw like the bubble guy, she'd be like, yeah, we'll buy 2.
We'll do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I get that is a good point. Yeah. Kid in crisis. That'll get them.
But that's another point with Ilana like being girl boss for Abby, where
Yeah.
like in the alternate reality, Abby is like, I never get wet, fuck you, and then is like flop era.
Yeah.
And then the other one, Ilana's like, your little needle dick die, bitch. This is so embarrassing and sad. Fuck you. And Abby's like,
Gets
oh my god.
Yeah.
I love when Abby Ilana like picks up a bubble gun, throws it across the street, and then Abby tries to do the same thing but gets nervous and just like places
Places
it.
it nicely on the ground.
at his feet, like
Yeah.
places it.
That's so
Oh my
funny.
god! Another
Yeah.
indication of the year. Nobody took out their phone and recorded it.
Literally.
You're so right.
That could have been
Yeah.
viral.
Yeah.
Viral.
Yeah.
That didn't
Viral.
exist. That's so true.
Yeah.
And then we see the, and then if we're just gonna, I think to close off the episode, I do like that until I honestly thought the timeline when they were originally friends was going to ultimately be the timeline for the actual Broad City, even after Psychic predicted her death.
Yeah, you really
All
you
the
pay
psychic-
$10.
But
There's
then
no
the
way.
moment I knew is when they called Bevers. I go, oh, they're gonna die here.
Right.
Right now. Yeah.
That would be the
Right.
last person they talked to was
Yeah.
Bevers.
Now, be honest. When you were watching it before coming today, were you shocked when they got hit by that bus?
No,
No.
It was very Mean Girls, right?
Oh,
It
yeah.
was.
Oh, that's another reference. Yeah.
I was shocked. I was like, and it's
Really?
like I've seen it, and I actually remembered that is what happens.
Yeah.
But when it happened, it was so fast. I wasn't ready. I thought they were gonna get pizza, but
Dollar slice.
And it's 26. It was 2016 Trump, which is a little different than
Yeah. Yikes.
2025
I know.
I know.
What's
Trump.
so sad about this, watching this now, is that they were so depressed that like Hillary didn't win or whatever.
That's where they
Yeah.
were. Yeah.
And that's where they were mentally of like, oh God, the world's ending. And it's like, y'all don't even know.
Don't even know.
Like they're
Oh my
so depressed. They
God.
were like, oh, Obama, like it's all amazing. And then they're like, no, Trump's first term. And it's like, if they could go back and tell like sad them like what was to come, it was
2011, I
be-
still had 5 years of Obama left. Ugh,
I know.
of course, they're smiling and laughing
Oh,
throughout this episode.
gosh.
Ay,
It
ay, ay.
is so bleak.
Whatever.
Yeah.
So then the ending of this episode is this the actual ending and the true initiation of their friendship is that they find wet cement in New York City. And everyone knows when you find wet cement in New York City, what do? You carve history into it.
Yes.
So they write their names,
Abby
Abby
with
and
an I, Ilana with an I.
This is very cute.
cute.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Have you guys need your names written in something?
I
Something, for
know.
sure,
We could
yeah.
Put our
A
stamp
contract,
somewhere.
it sounds like.
Yeah. A contract.
Oh my
No,
god.
operating agreement, maybe.
We
Yeah.
just signed.
Girl.
Oh my god.
No, I've never had a cement moment. That would be fun.
Do you have any friendships where it was like you were like, okay, this was fun. Let's like. I feel like that's such a, like a specific.
Have you had any friendships where this was fun?
No, but like, do you know what I mean? Where it's like, I feel like so many friendships, it's like, oh, I kept seeing them around. But like to meet a stranger on the subway, like randomly cross paths and then be like, would you want to like hang out socially?
I have.
I have to.
Yeah.
Really?
My friend Audrey, one of my really
Oh,
good
yes.
friends. I met her on Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day at a bar. Me and another friend went out. We're like, we're single. Fuck Valentine's Day. Let's go out. And it was I guess they were doing like a Valentine's event. So at the bar, they had little strips of paper with like questions.
Cute.
So like people can
Aw.
talk to each other. And we met some guys and we were just hanging out with them. And then they were like, oh, yeah, we're here with one of our friends. I'm like, okay, do you guys want to go somewhere else after? Because we were having a good time with them. We go outside, we're hanging, deciding where to go. And standing, like, we're all in a circle, me and my friend and the two guys. There's a girl kind of like standing off to the side, like hovering. And I'm like looking at her like, what is she? And they're like, oh, this is our friend. I was like, oh, shit. Sorry. And then from that moment on, I just started hanging out with her. Ditch the guys, and then we're still friends to this day.
Wait, that's so beautiful.
Yeah,
it's kind of
nice little
Trader
story.
Joe's. You cut the middleman.
Yeah, cut out the guys. And, you know, she's one of my good friends. Yeah.
LOL.
Yeah, she's great. Yeah, I met a girl at the nail salon. We had the same name. And I never meet a Justine, so I get very excited when I meet another Justine.
Yeah.
And then we looked each other up on LinkedIn, started talking on LinkedIn. Because we were both in Midtown getting our nails done like randomly at lunch. And then we started going to lunch together.
Oh my god.
And then my other friends at my job were like, are you going to see your friend off the street?
Not off the street.
They were so mad. They're like,
we
your
actually are
friend.
connected
My
on
mom.
LinkedIn.
Outside
So
of- yeah, she
it's
worked at Bloomberg.
business. It's business.
She's
Yeah.
fancy. Yeah, so she's a fancy finance lady. They're like, your friend that you got off the street.
They're
You're going
jealous.
to see her?
So it was like an
She works at
organic
Bloomberg.
friendship.
Yes.
They're like
They are
forced to be friends
so
with them because they're
bad.
coworkers. Yeah.
Co-workers.
Damn.
That's sick.
so
Of
funny.
course,
It's
we
fun.
try to put you down. It's like, God forbid you connect in real life.
Right.
Your friend's jealous, by the way. I hope that's what you're figuring out, too.
They were cute. They were cute. You know,
Aw.
whatever.
I love it.
Okay, now we're going to cut to our second break, but we will see you in a sec. What a good break. Oh my God. You guys feel rested, or is it only getting hotter in this room?
A little toasty.
I know. I always forget when summer happens. We're like sitting on the couch, all slowly sweating more and more. But let's get into it. What?
is-
Well, who wants to go first?
Oh, Broad City
What are we
moment.
doing?
Yeah.
We'll just ask both of
Yeah.
you. And you
Oh, Broad City storyline?
Story.
Yeah.
I can go. Yeah.
the Bloomberg one was pretty good.
Oh.
Yeah. That was a
That
good
is
one.
true. Natasha.
So my
That's the
story.
question.
We have to ask. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Sorry.
What is your Broad City moment?
I love the unison. My story took place on St. Mark's Place, of course, where all terrible things happen. I was probably like 23, 24. Me and my friend were out on St. Mark's or just like around the area. I think ending the night. So let's say it's like 2, 3 a.m. We're like, all right, let's go get dumplings now. So we go to this Chinese restaurant, which is actually in the St. Mark's Place episode of Broad City.
Oh.
Where they go and they like run into Abby's
Uh-huh.
like friend from college that won't leave them
Yeah.
alone.
80
Yeah.
Bryant.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we went there. We're like, let's get dumplings, and which is also another random thing. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning. We don't get like a slice of pizza. We're gonna go get table service and go sit
New York is the best.
get a waiter to give us food and everything. So we sit, we order our food, we're drunk and like recapping the night, having fun, and in comes a group of like really rowdy, drunken like white girls, and they sit right at the table behind us.
All named Madison.
All named Madison, yeah. Sit at the table right behind us, and one of the girls is like belligerent and is demanding sushi. We're in a Chinese restaurant, so
That's tough. That is tricky.
terrible. Yeah, demanding sushi, going off, like getting really just rude with the staff, and I can't take this. I just can't listen to this. So I turned to her friends and I was like, we're at a Chinese restaurant and you cannot talk to people like this. Like, just order what you need to order and like, can you get her to like chill out? And I turned back around with my food. Suddenly I feel a hand on my hair.
No.
And thank God the wig gods were on my side, because I was wearing a wig that night and it was clamped on real tight. But she pulled my hair.
No.
Yes,
Oh
the first
my
time I've
God.
ever almost been in a physical fight in my life
Oh my God.
is this night. And I turn around, I'm like seething, like seeing red now. Turn around and her friends immediately are in my face like, please don't do anything. Please, we'll leave her friend. I was like, get your friend.
Yeah, get
and
her out.
get the hell out of here. And they got her out, and she on the way out is like trying to be all big and bad and all this. And I'm like, just go. 5 minutes later, the cops show up. And the friend or the drunk girl is telling the cops that
my
her
God.
bag is inside. The restaurant stole her purse.
Someone stole something, of course.
The restaurant and the
my
staff are
God.
trying to like explain. And the entire restaurant like rallies together and they're like, fuck that girl.
No.
She just touched that girl over there. She's drunken ass. Like, it was such a nice New York moment of like everyone
Yeah.
coming
That is
together.
so cute.
Community.
It's like when
Community.
everybody looks for Abby's lost phone.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everyone came together. But it was just like so many. I was like, the cops are here now. Then the staff is like trying to fight with them. They're trying to like can barely speak English. They're trying to communicate. It was like so much in one like
And you're like,
night.
I hope my chive dumplings are awesome.
Yeah, I'm like, can I just get my dumplings? Like, this is too much. But that was my Broad City.
That's so funny.
That's a-
They
That's
had an episode about
so-
like Ilana or Abby getting into her first like physical altercation. I feel like would be some version of that.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
Wait,
That's
that's,
very
so
Broad
scary.
Yeah,
That's
I
intense.
almost
For 2 o'clock
fucking-
in the morning? That's a lot.
Yeah, it was a lot.
Yeah.
I almost
like
fought
you're-
someone. I was
Yeah.
not a fighter.
Yeah.
I was ready to, like,
You're
But
trying to
that's
like
at
recap
that
the night
point,
with
yeah.
your girl. Like,
That's
Yeah.
it. Eat my dumplings in peace. Oh my
Damn.
god.
It's so funny.
God.
And Justine, what is your Broad City moment?
So mine, I used to work at a restaurant, my uncle's restaurant, and I used to be the hostess. It was one of my favorite jobs I've ever had. There was one weekend where 3 different parties on 3 different days tried to fight the waitstaff.
No.
Yes.
Full of fights.
Why 3 days in a row?
I have no the
What?
energy, the moon, I don't know. So
The moon.
Friday
Mercury.
night, a girl tried to go into the kitchen, get a hot pan of grease, and throw it on a girl.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was wild, crazy. They had to, like, so the chefs, right, had to like all like pin her down. That was crazy. Second day, we had somebody come in and say that we stole her passport. Meanwhile, she had dined and dashed 6 months ago.
Faces like on it.
Yeah,
Printed on the wall. Yeah.
So funny.
That's hilarious.
And which is hilarious, but she accused a British waitress of this, and she was on like her work visa, and she was so upset. She was like,
Oh,
I would
that's
never
horrible.
do that to
Yeah.
someone. Like, she was so
Oh, my
offended.
God.
She's like, that's actually a special interest of mine. I would
Yeah,
not.
like, I would never do this,
Doing
right?
this.
And we were all like, get this crazy lady out of here. And then the third day was Sunday brunch, so it was unlimited mimosas.
Oh no, that's
Dangerous.
recipe.
So
for
we had
disaster.
somebody, we had to cut them off of the 2-hour limit. He downed the rest of the carafe and picked it up and tried to hit the waiter who told
Oh my
him.
god.
Yeah, with a glass carafe.
This is insane.
Yeah,
It
all in
was
one weekend.
Definitely
Okay.
a new
And that-
moon
that's
or
literally-
Mercury,
Yeah,
it was
Mercury's
the
in
moon.
retrograde.
Yeah.
Like some
It was
shit was going
Christmas.
down.
Like, what was going on?
No.
That's beat 1,
Clue.
2, 3 of the sketch comedy show.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
God.
So crazy.
And you were just like, the resis are full. Like,
Yeah. Just in the front. I was the last point of contact usually. Whenever there was an emergency, we all had like a system.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And we would
Okay.
all look at each other. The bartender was last, and then I was the last one to get them out.
That's
But the
amazing.
bartender was the one to be like, get the fuck out of here. Like
Whoa.
curse them out and get them
Yeah.
out.
Whoa.
Yeah.
People are crazy.
People are crazy.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was wild.
But it's kind of fun.
Yeah, it was.
It's like
An
the
adventure.
journal entries that week would have been awesome.
Yes.
Yep.
Good story to tell
And
on a
it's a good
podcast
story
one
for a
day.
podcast.
Yeah.
Thank God that happened to you.
Honestly, I'm glad that happened to both of you.
Yes. For this moment right now.
Physical
Okay.
fights involving both of them. That's crazy.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's time for our last question.
Oh.
Girl,
get your Glock.
It's rapid fire time. We're going to ask you a series of rapid fire questions. Don't think twice. Are y'all ready?
Ready.
Yep.
Are you schoolgirls? Or are you getting schooled, girls?
Schoolgirls.
Reduce. Oh, sorry. You can answer too.
Oh, yeah. Wait, what does that mean?
Are you a schoolgirl or are you getting schooled, girl?
I guess a schoolgirl.
I
Yeah.
knew it. Reduce, reuse, recycle, or Rihanna.
Rihanna.
Who would you rather have go down on you, Michael Bublé or Janet Jackson?
Janet Jackson.
Janet Jackson.
Fuck, marry, kill. Madonna, Rihanna, or Ilana.
Oh, my God. Oh.
Kill
oh.
Ilana. Wait, what? No, not Ilana. I was thinking Melania Trump in my head for some reason.
Oh, my God.
Kill her off.
Fuck her.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kill and
Yeah.
fuck Melania Trump.
Okay, marry, fuck, kill who? Say that again.
Madonna, Rihanna, and Ilana.
Ooh.
Oh, my gosh. I think. Oh, fuck.
Marry Rihanna.
I see.
Fuck Ilana, kill
Fuck
Madonna.
Ilana, kill Madonna. I know. I hate to kill Madonna.
Madonna
I
keeps
know.
getting killed every time we
Yeah,
ask.
I feel
Sorry,
like we wouldn't
girl.
have the Lady Gaga we did if there was a Madonna. But it's fine.
Totally.
Yeah.
Are you the voice of your generation or a voice of a generation?
The voice of our generation.
Boom.
Yeah, definitely ours. We're millennials. Yeah.
Do you like Four Loko?
Oh yes.
Absolutely not. I'm so
Halloween
scared.
costume. Yeah. Four
We
Locos.
dressed up as Four Loko
There's four of them in my college dressed up as Four Locos for Halloween. It's a great one. Great costume.
Is that Kenyan hazelnut?
Oh my God! Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Why would you?
you
Why
know
would
this
you
word?
have a?
A sweeting?
Why
Remember,
would you have a
instead of
sweeting
having
without
like a
me?
sweet meeting?
Oh yeah, sweeting.
Why would you have a sweeting without me?
Because we got an air problem.
Didn't say that.
True.
Fuck, marry, and kill.
If you were to be a throuple with any current couple, who would it be?
Rihanna and ASAP Rocky.
Yeah, that's such a good answer.
Whoa.
Rihanna and A$AP
Whoa.
Rocky is a good one. Oh my God, I can't think this fast. Michelle
like,
and
let's
Barack
all
are a
Rock
good
and
four-
one.
Michelle's fun. That's a good
Yeah,
one.
that's a good
That
Is there
is
any like
cool.
bachelor contestant couples you care about?
No.
Nope. Not one.
Not one?
Not one.
Rachel and
One.
Peter, but they didn't even make it to
Oh
the
my
end.
God,
but
yeah, I was
maybe
gonna say
them.
Rachel and Willie.
Yeah, that too.
Do
Rabbit.
you two possess the gift?
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, you need to do my fortune after this.
I already told
Got
you about
you, girl.
Reiki.
You already told me to stay away from Pippa.
Yeah, we're not doing Zoom Reiki healing here.
Why can't you get eggs after 11 a.m.? Come on.
Bird flu.
What?
Bird flu.
Because there aren't we in an egg shortage or
That's
something?
true.
No, you're right. It's like back then they were just being rude, but today it's like there's a shortage, folks.
Shortage,
Yeah.
or you're gonna pay $50 a time.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys so much for being on the pod.
this was
Thanks for
fun.
having
Where can the
us.
people
This was
find
fun.
you?
Listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all podcast platforms.
Oh, you're good.
We're currently doing White Lotus, or we're finishing up White Lotus.
Yeah,
but
we're finished.
And what's the name of your podcast?
Two Black Girls, One Rose. Reality dating shows, any shows related to modern dating, love, and relationships.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Well, thank you guys so much for being on. This was
Yeah,
literally
this was so much
the best.
fun.
Yeah, this was
Perfect
fun.
way to kick off season 4.
Literally.